10 seconds. So, not gonna see me can start. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the grand finals, and this is not just any mere matchup. It's the matchup between Xenagogue and El Cartel, two of the most consistent teams in recent history for all competitions, if I'm correct on that. And I think this is definitely going to be the game of the tournaments because this is El Cartel coming back for revenge. But I think Xenagogue have been in the basement of their churches cooking some nice war plans and strategies to counter whatever the cartel may bring to their doorstep. And today we actually have a full house of casters, and with me, I have the honor of introducing Emmy and Stu. So, starting with Emmy, can we say hello to the chat and everyone listening?
All right. Good evening, guys. Sorry for the delay. There was a bit of delay on the teams, but yeah, this is just like Davey said, the match of nostalgia five. You understand? These two teams have been very consistent in recent times. Xenagogue beats El Cartel down to the lower bracket, and they were able to fight back up again to challenge Xenagogue again at the grand finals. And yeah, over to you, Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fifth installment of the Nostalgia Cup. We started this tournament with 20 teams, and now, as if divided by 10, only two stand. On the left side, we have Xenagogue, and on the right side, we have the cartel themselves. We've seen this matchup before, and the church showed that they were not corrupt and affiliated with the bandits. And tonight, the bandits will invade again. So I am pumped for this matchup, and I am very happy to be joined by my fellow co-hosts, Emmy as well as Davis. We're gonna try and make this as entertaining and as spectacular as the grand event needs. So yeah, let's get straight into it. And looking at the lobby bands, oof, Absolution might be having some network problems. But we're seeing a Baxia band from Xenagogue, a Grok band from Cartel, a Sicilian band from Xenagogue, and a Fredrin. So we're going to be seeing that Outlaws actually not getting banned in the lobby like we did see the previous matchup. But what are you thinking about this draft, Emmy?
They don't want that Frederick in the hands of uh, what's his name, Kama. So I think there's a respect band to him, and the Sicilian band to Kun, and we have the normal bands, Grok, and this Baxia band. I don't know if they're going for a EU comp. They don't want Baxia to fuck that up, so they want to eliminate him early into uh, the draft. So I think we're waiting for Absolution to get ready so that we can get into the match. Davies, what do you think about the draft?
Well, to be honest, the bands are not, well, they are pretty conventional to me, given the recent meta. Though I will say I'm a bit surprised by the backshare from Xenago, but I think they are definitely going to be bringing out one of their healer comps again. I think that's the trump card that they always pull out whenever they go up against El Cartel, and it seems to have been working pretty well. So I think they're going to have another go at that. But right now, we're jumping into the second phase of the bans, and we have Patiti, who's going to be banning the first hero on the side of Xenagogue. Uh, just give him a few minutes to get okay. We see the Angela ban. That's surprising. I was thinking that would be one of the heroes that they will opt to go for since they actually got out that back shot. But El Cartel answer with the Lancelot ban. That is a staple hero for uh, Karma, if I dare say so, given how much terror he reigns, especially in ranked. So it's justifiable that El Cartel will opt to ban that Lancelot second, well, first rather,
My
in the second
kiss.
phase of the ban.
Will it grant
Was
immortality?
Xenagogue
Or
going for that
death?
Alice ban? Uh, once again, I'm really, really surprised by their bans. These are the typical heroes they would want to go for if they are going for that healer comp. Those are very, very two solid heroes that would fit very well into that. But I mean, maybe they have something
Where
else up
there
their
is
sleeve that I'm not
light,
familiar with.
there are
But
also
El Cartel
shadows.
final ban is that low yi stew.
Right now, we are seeing a form of a roster change for Xenagogue, as Kun will not be gracing the mid lane. And you can see that Alcatel have adjusted accordingly. Banning out that Loyi, that Absolution is very performance. But that looks like we might not be seeing Absolution on that gold lane, or maybe we would see maybe on that Alot. But yeah, straight right off the bat, we're seeing one of the, should I say, prime picks of Xenagogue, being that Alot. We saw how performant he was in the previous game, and they answer with that Gato Kacha. And is that going to be a Diggy pick? No, okay, they don't go for the Diggity. Instead, they go for the YVE. Okay, so yeah, very meta conventional picks coming from Sal of Ecotel here. You got that AOG from the Gatokacha, you got that full real world manipulation from YV. That Minotaur to counter that AOG with the Minion Fury, and Toby on that Ruby again. If you remember, we saw how performant, like how good he performed on that Ruby previously. But yeah, I mean, what are you thinking about this draft so far?
I am still not okay with the fact that Lancelot is like a constant ban. You know, in this series, I would love to have just one match, please. Xenagogue Alcatel. I don't know. I'm sure they can't hear me right now, bro. I'm begging them, just give me one last match. I just want to have a last match. And we have an Xbox pick coming in from Alcatel, and then a Joy Band, which is directed at Karma once again. I think the last series that they faced off against each other, Lancelot and Joy were constant banned in all the games. So yeah, let's see what Xenagogue is going to respond with. But concerning the draft, it's not really anything out extraordinary yet. Just normal picks coming in from both teams, and they ban out the 1-1. I think that's a respect ban to Void Aka. Let's see if he's going to go with his usual Bruno pick, or if he's going to go with something else. But yeah, that's what I think of the draft right now. Davies, what do you think?
Yeah, I was expecting more of a healer come from Synagogue, but it seems that they are going for a pseudo healer and a pseudo AOE comp right now with that Minotaur and the Ruby and the Alot. So it's definitely going to be interesting. But on that EXP lane matchup, we're actually going to see a Phovios, who I don't know if I will call him a good counter against the Alot, given how much mobility the Alot has just to sidestep his skills. But definitely the dashes will. Whoa, why? What's going on?
No, sorry, carry on. I was just surprised by the Bane pick.
I mean, the Bane pick is still relevant, no?
This is actually, I actually do play a bit of a Bane jungle myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just you usually see him going into the gold lane, but like he's been picked up as a jungle here. So yeah, but carry on, Davis. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, the final two picks from Xenagogue being that Novaria and the Bane, and we see Void Hacker once again on that signature Bruno pick. And if any Shinigami member sees that hero, I think that would induce a traumatic reaction, some PTSD right there from the time that Void Hacker was an absolute menace with his massive balls, and I guess Xenagogue will pray not to fall victim to his reign of terror again. But yeah, these are the final draft from both teams. So what do you think, Emmy?
Uh, I don't want to start with the casters cause of a thing. So
Uh,
right now I'm just going to say I don't think anything of the of both drafts. But yeah, let's see how it pans out. And I'm just hoping for the best kind of gameplays from both teams so that we can really enjoy this particular series. But yeah, still.
Yeah, you could probably tell from my reaction, I was not expecting a Bane jungle to be picked here, and it's just I find it hard to see how he'll perform. I guess this is sort of a counter engage pick for maybe the AOGs, but then yeah, it's just like he's kind of very immobile, and he although he has that speed up and that heal, but like I expect that the Bane jungle will go for more of a physical build, and it's just you have an Xborg that can just dive into your backline with the last insanity. You have the avatar of the Guardian that can just go into your backline as well, and yeah, it's just it's not this is just not a pick I was expecting, but like I can see how it can perform because this is Xenagogue we're talking about, and
yeah.
it all boils down to the execution at the end of the day. But yeah, those are my thoughts right now. I'm gonna pass the caster course on to Davis here and ask him who he feels that is going to win the first turtle.
I mean, you should know by now that I am immune to your devices. I'm not like Emmy who fell for the caster's course two times back to back and got uh I believe it was Cartel also, actually, if I recall correctly. But now I was actually hoping that Rename Card will actually go for that Novaria jungle because I heard that apparently it's quite good and maybe we'll see a Bane mid. But hey, either way, we get to see some. So I don't think I have seen this Novaria pick by any other team in this tournament. So that's a debut that I'm really pumped to see. But we actually see Cheesy being quite aggressive in the goal lane and going with that last insanity. Toby actually flickers out and he wastes it completely. And we see that deadly catch by Rename Card, but it's not quite enough to get that kill. But Absolution with that Astral Echo getting that kill, missing the next one. But Conquest with that steel bone brings down Toby. The fight is not over yet. We see Rename Card actually trying to do his best right there, getting some speed and an Astral Echo from Absolution. But just two bodies from both sides, and that will be all for now. But the total is getting up, bro. There's so much happening. It's literally just 2 minutes into the match, and we're already having so much action. I mean,
I think Cheesy shouldn't have gone in on Toby like that. Toby was expecting it, so he was able to flicker away. And the engage coming in from the ult from rename card was able to bust down Cheesy. Even though he almost escaped, he got sniped down. But Absolution, and we have a total dance right here.
That's right. The Tortu is well. That is gonna be the real manipulation going on from Utah. Tete is the one tanking that damage for the flames from Cheesy, but it's actually Utah that will secure that kill. Or maybe over here in the top lane will fall to the Steelbones from Conquest.
yeah. I mean, that was sort of a free total for Cheesy right there, and that those two extra kills are definitely give.
But I don't know how Cheesy missed that team fight.
Oh, but that's gonna be the Miniran Fury used up. Utah with that real world manipulation to be dealing damage in the back line. But over here in the bottom lane, Toby will fall as well.
I think we need to pay attention to Absolution. No matter which lane he plays, gold, mid, roam, he is a player that you need to watch out for because he is exceptional. I mean, just look at that turtle still coming in from Absolution. Even though Cheesy was right there in front of the turtle, he was not able to predict that snipe coming in from Absolution. And we have a bit of an invade here on the side of Xenagogue. Just cheesy, stealing some camps.
Yeah.
Ooh, but that is gonna be the. Okay, yeah, it's snuffs out. Go ahead, Davis.
Yeah, I was actually going to point Emmy in the direction of the mid lane because we're actually seeing a lot of action there. We see a commit onto rename card right there. Sky Guy, Conquest, and Void Hacker pouring all they can into that single octopus, an unfortunate octopus right there, and he gets taken down. Um, he's really looking like an overwhelming advantage for El Cartel, but I think they shouldn't get so comfortable because though we've known that even in matches where they don't have the kill lead, Synagogue most times always manage to have the gold lead, but that's not the case this time, and I think El Cartel may be carried away with that, so they really need to be careful because I don't think Synagogue is going to let them have this win so easily. I mean,
Yeah, actually, no matter what, how much gold you have ahead, as long as it's not in the zone. Oh, an engage here onto Cheesy. I am offended onto him, but last insanity is able to escape from that. But he is not going to be able to fight for this turtle, and we have a bit of an engage here, team fight.
oh,
Oh, that is gonna be the AOG committed onto the turtle pits. Atete
mm,
having to use that minimum pounds to get out, and it is rename card to secure that turtle. But over here, rename card will be getting hit by that infernal pursuit of Sky Guy, and it's just really it's a really tough game for a name card here on the 031. Um, yeah, that Bane pick, like I said, is just it's he's the octopus, he's the takoyaki for dinner for Alcatel right now. But yeah, Davis, how are you feeling about Xenagogue's chances at the comeback?
To be honest, I don't fancy it as much. I mean, even with the scaling of the Novaria, with those Astra Meteors being a bit more damage dealing in the late game rather, but we see a huge battle right here in the jungle area. The reward manipulation actually committed, but Sky Guy being a bit too forward with his infernal pursuits and he gets taken down. And Absolution being an absolute menace right now, doing his best just to uh, be a menace, causing havoc here and there. But Conquest caught in no man's land. He was actually trying to recall, but that gets interrupted by maybe he gets out. Does he? Yeah, he gets out. Even with the Astral Recall being Astral Echo being used, he still manages to get out. And it's just one kill on the side of Xenagogue. But this is what I'm saying, Stu. That was a bit of an overextension by El Cartel right there. And if they continue doing this, I think the game would definitely get out of their hands. But that is my own 2 cents. Emmy, do you have anything else to say?
We have a bit of an engager on Atete, Cheesy, and Conquest trying to take him down. A flicker being born. Final Insanity. Oh, and he is taken down by Conquest. I don't know why Conquest is the one getting all the kills. He's on a 4-0 or 0 KDA right now. We have an engage from A maybe onto
Oh,
Void Aka. Final slash, and he is able to take him down with the help of Toby. And we have a shutdown off map here onto rename card. I don't know what he was doing there alone. Reward manipulation in the mid lane to clear the minions and push back Toby and Absolution. But yeah, I think this is a green light for Alcatel to take the Lord, but they decide not to because Conquest is low on H. Ooh, these snipes coming in. Ooh, team fight.
Oh, that's gonna be the final slash committed by maybe, but he would not be able to bring them out of the tower. And yeah, I just have to I just have this fixation on this Bane pick right now because I just noticed that he's going for a magic build, and yeah, if you think about it in terms of late and early game heroes, Magic Bane is a late game hero. Novaria gets more damage towards the late game, although the Astral Echo does provide a lot of uh,
vision.
utility with the
Yeah.
vision and hitbox expansion. But yeah, it's gonna be towards the late game when the side of Xenagogue can start making more use of Atete's Minuan Furies, and absolute maybe's final slashes because they have a really tight knit comp where they if the side of Cartel starts to dive into them, they can just counter engage and burst them down instantly. So I feel that's the route that they're going to be playing here. Um, but yeah, what do you think about this Lord marching down, Davis?
Yeah, I think it's just like you said, they need to be a bit careful, and we actually see that AOG committed but the deadly catch as well by rename card to kind of counter that engage, but that reward manipulation locks down rename card. The Minoan Fury committed a bit too late, and Atete joins his brethren in the afterlife. I mean, the priests, the Xenagogue members, probably they are in heaven right now, but this matchup is looking like hell, and
Actually, I don't see much of a comeback coming in from the side of Xenagogue. Personally, I would take a Bane physical build over a magic build any day because I mostly play Bane in the jungle. But yeah, I don't know why he's going the route of the magic build right now. I mean, it's not exactly a bad build, but he is not doing so well right now with a 151 KDA. I don't know how he's going to come back from this. But for Magic Bane, you need to get close up and personal before you can deal a lot of damage. But with the physical build, you can just keep spitting and just keep shredding people down, to their last HP. But yeah. I think El Cartel has this in the bag unless they throw or flop or something. They have a 5k good lead over Xenagogue right now. They have way more turrets than them. The only turret standing for Xenagogue is the inhibitor turrets and the base itself.
yeah.
But the El Qatar still even has their outer turrets in the mid lane, still standing. It's not even down yet. They lost both outer turrets on the top and the bot lane, but they still have the inner turrets standing. So everything is pointing towards the fact that El Qatar have the lead. So I don't know how Xenagogue is going to play this. Probably they're going to contest for this Lord or something, but I wouldn't even say that is actually advisable unless they can make sure to protect Bane and make sure that he doesn't die before the Lord. But yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, it's just so difficult, but that is going to be that taunt onto Atete. He's gonna have to retreat here. But ooh, that Inferno Pursuit committed here. But that's the Astro Echo plus the I am offended. Oh, the final. Oh, and that is gonna be the final slash plus the flicker to bring Yuta to the side of Xenagogue. And Conquest is using the steel bombs to try and sustain the last insanity coming in. But the I am offended onto Void Hacker and he falls as well. Cheesy tried his best to escape here, but the flicker is committed. He will not be able to survive. Absolution chased down Conquest, and that is a
Oh.
shutdown and a wipeout. Xenagogue are not out of this fight just yet, and they might try and go for an end right now.
This is
Looks like
absolute
they're going for
chaos.
it. Looks like they're going for it. No, they're going to retreat. They're going to retreat right now. Okay, so now they're going to have to defend their lord back in the bottom lane. But yeah, how do you feel about that fight? Just going absolutely opposite, being flipped on his head, Davis.
I mean, I guess that was a caster scores coming into play right there because that was basically what I've been saying that they need to pay attention to if they hope to take this game all the way to secure that first game win. And it's definitely just went up into flames right there. Well, they are still in the match, but after that display, I'm not having any confidence in this cartel lineup right now. They really, really need to be a bit more calculated because they were divided between taking the Lord and maybe getting a punish on the synagogue members. And I think Sky Guy initiated that poke and they eventually turned into a team fight and everything just spiraled out of control. So they really, really need to be a bit more calculated in their engages and a bit more definitive on their game plan. But I don't know. I really, really, I don't want to speak much more on that or dwell more on that because let's just say if it is a cause, I think I've done enough. So over to you, Emmy.
Yeah, just like you pointed out, El Cartel need to they need to fight together as a unit and stop having all these scattered fights all over the map. But yeah, this Ruby damage of a thing that Toby always brings to the table, has always been a menace. I mean, just look at the way he shut down Voidaka, on his own. And yeah, but we've gotten to a stage in the match where, the gold lead doesn't really matter much again. But with that last team fight, Xenagogue were able to close the gap, and right now, El Cartel just have like a 800 gold lead on Xenagogue. We have a bit of an engager on maybe.
Oh, it's going to look like maybe we'll try and keep himself healthy with the vengeance, but yeah, that will be ending. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to say, in terms of a caster curse, that was 100% Emmy because he had just stated that there was no hope for Xenagogue, and they just instantly, take more major advantage of that curse. And you can see Emmy is always just giving Xenagogue the assist in all these matches against Cartel. So yeah, kudos to Emmy for his consistency in performance here. But we have this Lord has spawned right now, and it's gonna be Cattell that's starting this off. While maybe he's gonna push that tower in the bot lane. So seeing the positioning from this team right now, Davis, who do you feel is gonna have it gone in for taking this load?
With the bot minions actually pushing on Cartel Towers. I think with the arrival of Alot into this team fight, I think Xenagogue are actually going to have this, but we're actually seeing him going immediately into the fight, and Emmanuel Fury committed as well, followed by a reward manipulation, but Utah is too far out for it to have any impact, and Avatar of the Guardian onto redeem card, but he counters with that deadly catch. Regardless, the last insanity gets committed, and that is a kill onto rename card. Sky Guy doing his best to get out, but he can't make it out, and we see Ruby using that arm of Fated being an absolute menace. She is unkillable right now, but Void Hacker will have something to say about that. Atete doing his best to run away with his life, but he doesn't make it to his sanctuary, and he gets taken down as well. So they all fall like flies on the side of Xenagogue, with Absolution being the last member to defend
Look at
right there.
Zena's base. Look at
Yeah,
their base.
yeah.
Look at their base. Oh my god.
Oh, oh,
Oh my
I,
god.
I, I,
Oh,
who,
Cattell!
oh,
No, the minions from the
bro,
MVP.
Oh my
bro,
god.
bro. I did not even spot that out. I
Oh
was
my god.
completely fixated on the team
I
fight. I
think
mean,
I think
bro,
they underestimated the amount of cannon minions that were, at their base. They felt like their minions were just about to spawn, and the minions could just clear it out. But they failed to send at least one person back. Even if it was Conquest, Conquest went back, but it was already too late. And this is something that you don't really see much in uh, fights between teams of this kind of caliber. But nobody's above mistake, and this is Mlbb. El Cartel was just able to win. They were just about to win. Absolution was the last man standing. It was a low HP. Void Aka was just there. It was about to tear down the turret and the base and take the win. But it is what it is. And
it's
at
what
this
it
point, I
is.
don't even want to support anybody anymore. I wouldn't even want to, predict anything. As soon as I said something about Zenago not having a chance, they were able to come back, and the fucking Cartel minions won them the match. But yeah, GG's.
Yeah, right now we can see Absolution on that solo gold medal and MVP. It's just like you see one of these games. I don't know if you remember. What was his IGM that time?
Isolani.
There was this guy. No, not Isolani. Like, if you remember, there was a time when Hex played versus a solo Sun, and like they had 0 kills on one side, and on the other side, it was Hex with like 20 kills, and he managed to just split push and end the game. And yeah, this is looking exactly how it was. Just one gold medal and the rest were like looking sort of obsolete. But yeah, GG's from both teams. We're gonna be definitely looking forward to the next one because we know that the cartel would be feeling that their stash just got raided and seized by the police. Even though they won the battle, they managed to lose the war, and we're just gonna be wondering what they're gonna do and how they will adjust for this next coming games. But yeah, since Emmy isn't trying to do speculation, and I'm not gonna give up on getting you to activate the caster curse here. But yeah, Mike Wazowski, what are your expectations coming into this game too?
Well, they say have zero expectations so you won't get disappointed, and I think I'm going to go with that ideology right here. But I really have to point out the unfair matchup in this game because this is not a 5v5. Emmy is clearly a an agent, a secret agent sent by Xenagogue. We all know how the priests in the medieval times always had the assassins under them, and I think Emmy must have been one of them, or is a descendant of one of them, because he's definitely working in the side of Synagogue, and it's basically a 6v5 right now. So it's understandable why Cartel are finding it so difficult to win these matches. I mean, I was completely fixated on that team fight, and I was enjoying every bit of it. And even the minions, I think they are also sus as well because the way they took down that piece, I myself, if I was in that game, I think I would have also be caught off guard. But I think El Cartel actually had a pretty good showing in the first game, and I think that they shouldn't let that loss dim their spirits. They definitely have what it takes to take this tournament, if you will, and I think they just really need to prove their mettle right here, right now. This is the last chance, so they need to get that into their heads and show us what we all came to see. What do you think?
Yeah, just like you said, I think they need to not think about the mistake that they made in the last match and just go full on in again, and they need to actually give enough space for Void Alka. He is the backbone of that team, and they need to give him enough space. In the earlier team fights that they had, Bruno didn't really have enough space to deal damage. He was getting shut down most times before the team fight even started. But once he had enough space, he was able to cause havoc and almost win them the match. But yeah, let's get into the second match. Still,
Yeah, getting right into it, we're seeing the lobby bans being Abaxia, Sicilian, Loi, and Fredrin. So the Loi that was banned out in that game in the draft lobby, we're seeing it being banned out straight up now. So like this is not even a possibility for Absolution to get that Loi pick in. Uh, Pardon me. We're moving straight away into the draft here, and Absolution will be getting that first ban. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see any bans from the first game that we saw. I can't really put a name on
My
any hero that I would
kiss,
want
your
banned from that
teeth
first game.
grant
The closest
immortality
that comes to mind is an
or
Xbob.
death.
But as usual, we're seeing that Alice banned
Thorns
out
remain,
as well
but
as that
Petals
Lancelot.
fall.
That Lancelot is never seen the light of day in tonight's series. I'm sorry, Emmy. But yeah, so far, what kind of bans are you expecting in this draft, Davis?
I mean, the last time I had some expectations for the bans,
fossil of
Synagogue
iron,
Your
played
name
rose of
me
is
for a
Sand.
steel.
fool, and I don't want to be made a fool of again. But I think this time they actually opt to go
Welcome
for
to
this.
Block's
Well, it's
Castle
actually
time,
interesting.
friend.
They opt to go for this Gatot ban, but I think this is the first time that any team is actually banning Krog, and I was actually expecting him to have been picked in the first game, given how oppressive he is currently. But I guess that Minotaur suited their draft a bit more by their own standards
I,
anyway, though I don't think that to
Minotaur,
be
Your
true.
team
will
is
But
finish
the
off
very
defeated.
what
first
was
pick from
left
Xenagogue is
undone.
actually going to be that Minotaur. So I think they are actually going to have a run back of their first game draft. But let's see how that goes.
Time to
El
drop the
Cartel
beat of the
immediately
plunge.
answering with that Joy pick, and I think that is a very
The
daring pick,
hunt
if I dare
begins.
say so,
Your
because
team is picking.
especially just into the Minotaur alone, that is almost a death sentence because that Minoan and Storm can easily just cancel out her dashes and even interrupt her when she's using those bits of joy. So I'm not going to say anything so that they don't say I've caused anybody, but we'll see how that goes. Void Hacker actually going for that Ruby pick, which is interesting. He's not typically a fighter gold player. He's known for his marksman
Your team is
on that good
inside
lane.
my
But
domain.
Xenagogue going for that Kadita and the Kimi pick. I think this is also another debut. I don't quite remember Kadita being picked by any other team during this tournament, but those rough waves are definitely going to roughen up El Cartel, and then you have the Stallion site and rather the Stallion beam and other
I
kids
will
from
restore the
Kimi that will
cosmic
actually be coming
balance.
in
Is
clutch.
banning.
So it's also sort of an AoE comp as well, but with different heroes. And the final pick going to be this Lunox from Cartel. So far, what do you think, Emmy?
Um, I'm trying to understand Xenagogue's draft right now because they have a Kimi and they have a Kadita. So it's been a very long time since we've seen Kimi gone to any other lane apart from the mid.
To me,
So
Your
I don't know how
team
she's
is
is
all
going to
that
picking.
fare
matters.
on the gold lane. But yeah, I don't know if Vodaka is still going to be the one to play the Ruby on the gold lane. Uh, but this Kadita, now the rough waves that is going to be coming from her is going to be a lot of problem from Cheesy and Sky Guy. And mostly any squishy that is going to be on El Cartel's team. I don't know how they're going to deal with that, but they need to calculate that into their draft. But yeah, ooh, we have a
Your team is
Kufra
picking.
pick coming in from El Cartel. Okay, Stu, what do you think?
Right now I am loving this draft absolutely, holistically, and infinitely. If you want any words that you can add e at the end, I am loving it from both sides of the team. And because we're getting a very unusual set of picks here, from Xenagogue, and as well as like there's just so much
Ooh,
synergy and so much
real.
potential in the draft from the side of El Catel, because they do have that Lunox as well as that Joy, and going for that Minotaur as the first pick is, very strange in my opinion, because it just closed off the options for potential counters that you could get to that Joy. Perhaps something like a Kalia, maybe even a Kaja. But yeah, right now they are going with what they know how to use best, and right
Let's
now
hear
it's
for the
gonna be
crowd. Make some
a
noise for
CC
yours
pick.
truly.
So I'm expecting that CC will be going to the XP lane, and Void Hacker will be taking that Ruby into the gold lane, and yeah. Utah and Sky Guy should be swapping out now. Yeah, and then, yeah, this is the proper lineup. Okay, so yeah, the die have been cast, and we're seeing a very, should I say, debut pick. We've seen
Debut
two
heavy.
debut picks here
Yeah.
with, yeah, with the Barretts and the Kadita, and I would say that Barretts is probably the best they could have picked here. Other than the Baxia, I think the Baxia was open, wasn't it?
I
No, no,
think the
no, it was
Kufra is a
banned.
debut pick too.
Baxia was banned. No,
No,
Kufra
okay, the
isn't.
Baxia was banned. Okay, okay. No, the Kufa, this isn't the first. This is probably the second or third time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, all eyes on Absolution and hoping he can outperform my
to Mobile
expectations for this
Legends.
Kadita pick. But you guys seem to have
5
way higher
seconds till the
expectations than
enemy
I have
reaches the
coming
battlefield.
in from this
Smash
hero.
them.
Oh, it looks like that'll be a pause.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
is
but
not.
what are you feeling
Yeah.
about this draft, Davis?
But I will say I do like it. I do. I'm a bit biased to anyone who picks Kufra because you know that I love mummies, and he is one of them. So he's definitely a hero that I love to see in the land of Dawn occasionally. What?
Okay.
So,
I'm guessing this is a restart.
oh, okay, it must be
Was
then.
that Joy banned out? Or was any hero that is picked
Um,
right now banned out? So like,
I
might
don't
be
I
know.
don't
like
think so.
the an AFK pick issue. I think. Don't
Is
know.
it like the
All
Kufra?
right.
It's possibly the Kufra.
El Cartel's players are just sticking to the
Y-
base.
Yeah, it seems like they've requested a restart, and that is going to be 1 minute, and then they will surrender this game. Hmm. So I'm guessing maybe the Kufra was an AFK pick here.
I refuse to believe that. Because come on, you
Yeah,
can't.
they're not happy with the pick.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm not happy with the pick, Davis.
I had such high expectations. I refuse to believe that it has to be someone else. But I guess we'll see once the restart actually is effected. But right now, both teams are going to be returning to the lobby to
Victory!
restart the drafts. And well, depending on the choice of El Cartel, or rather Zina, is it? I can't even remember whose
Yeah,
choice it is.
it's
It should be
Xenagogue that
Xenagogue,
will
right?
choose if they.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So depending on their choice, we'll see if it's going to be a full restart or they're just going to go with same bands with a different con. So let's definitely see when the game starts. But I was actually liking that draft
Seek
for
not
both
the Night
teams.
Palace,
Like I said, I was a
for
bit
its
biased to
secrets are too
that
great
Kufra
for
pick,
you
but
to
to be
bear.
honest, both teams' drafts were looking quite juicy, and I would be more disappointed that they choose to change the draft than I will be if they choose to just change the Kufra
Celerine,
pick if that was
yet
the
another.
AFK pick. But yeah, both teams are back in the lobby right now, and we have our ref coordinating the issues.
Stu, move up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my, oh my, oh my God.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a redraft.
Right.
Yeah, because in my opinion, the draft from El Cartel, even with the Kufra pick, looked very fine to me.
Yeah,
And if I was in the position of Xenagogue, I would also go for a redraft. But yeah, if wishes were horses, casters will ride. We're not
indeed.
gonna be seeing those debut picks anymore, which is kind of sad. Oh, but we are getting
But
this lobby bands. Yeah, go ahead, Emmy.
we'll probably still get something. I feel like we'll still probably get a draft that is similar to the first one, though there might be like minute changes. But
Yeah,
I feel like it should still probably be the same thing. But let's see how it goes. And we can all tell that Davies is really pained about the fact that he's not getting to see this Kufra gameplay because he's really a Kufra lover and he loves playing Kufra a lot. But yeah, I think that's what you get for not participating in the casters course. But yeah, I think we have Bakshare, CC, Bluey, and Fredrin band, the same bands earlier on, and we're starting and getting into the game right now. All
yeah.
right.
So just as
All
before,
right, right off the
Muscle
bat.
of
yeah,
iron,
go ahead.
Your
bones
team
of
is
steel.
banning.
Yeah. Okay, so right off the bat, we're seeing that Gato Kacha being banned out again. I'm guessing we might see a Joy ban.
thorns remain.
Coming in from
petals fall.
Xenagogue, I'm not sure how they're gonna play around this, because I definitely would not want to be on the opposing side of that joy. Yeah, you know, dancing is cool on the dance floor. Not in my games, please. Yeah, keep that hero in the band section. But yeah, we're gonna see that Alice band, maybe a different first pick coming in here from the side of Xenagogue, just to keep that joy out. But they can just
Yeah.
blow my expectations away and lock that Minotaur right off the bat. Um, but yeah, what are you expecting to see into this? Yeah, yeah, they just did it. They just did it. What are you expecting to see this in this draft, Davis?
I mean, this is basically looking like a
Time to drop
repeat
the
of the
beat of the
draft. I thought they were
flesh.
going
The
for a
hunt
redraft,
begins.
rather a different draft entirely. But I think they changed their mind midway. I don't know, because the last time I looked at the chart, I thought I saw Xenagogue opting for a complete redraft. But so far, it's looking like they are just going to be replacing
The
that
Daughter of
AFK pick.
Eternity leads you
But
upward.
since we're already seeing these picks from both teams, I think they will just stick with it. I think they should also avoid wasting our time, because this is a best of
I am
5.
not the only
have
one bound
a
by
lot
these chains.
to do today. Am I wrong? Was the Phobios picked previously?
Nope. The Phobias
No, it wasn't.
and the Lunox once picked previously, so it's actually a redraft. Though I don't know why the bans are exactly the same thing, but I guess you wouldn't want to ban anything else actually. I don't know if El Cartel thought it was still the same picks. That's why they went the Kimi and the Joy pick, but they finalized it with a Kimi pick, stealing the Kimi away from Xenagogue and banning Hayabusa. All right.
I'm guessing it's kind of like they had this draft start off in the way that it did, and that Joy as well as the Ruby, just very good synergy there, because the Ruby could be a potential counter to the Joy, and in a case where they're being they're chasing, that Ruby can hold targets down for the Joy, and yeah, Xanagogue just making sure to now pick heroes that fare well against should I say the Ruby, because I'm not really sure how you would say fares well against the Joy, except from someone that would just kidnap her, so like your team can slap her, and Halionian tail back to the fountain. But yeah, Sky Guy looks like he's gonna be locking in that Lapu Lapu, which I am a big fan of. And yeah, it's gonna be onto the last picks here. So we have Toby. I'm not sure. I think he went for the Granger in the last game, in the last draft, but looks like he might be going for that X-Borg. Or maybe they go for the X-Borg in the jungle and then Ediths in the gold lane. Maybe. I'm just, just with wishes were horses, we would see an Edith's debut into the game, into the tournament. But yeah, we're going to be seeing that Guinevere. I'm not sure. I think this is the second Guinevere game, or is this a debut pick for the stream at least, Davis?
I don't quite recall a Guinevere pick before today, so I will say this is a debut. But I can't be certain right now. But either way, it's actually very interesting to see this come from Xenagogue. I think this is more of a reactionary draft to counter the likes of Joy, who would actually be looking for a chance to go in, and she's definitely not going to have a good time if she actually chooses to go into this comp with those bits of Joy. But I guess Conquest on this Angela would be some sort of a backup to ensure his survivability when he goes in. But we'll have to see how that plays out. It's all about the execution, and I would refrain from going further than that, because any more could lead to a cause. So yeah, so far, what do you think about the draft, Amy?
I don't know about You know what? I'm just not going to comment on the draft. They're both looking nice. Not really anything out of place except for the Gwen jungle. But yeah, let's see how it works out for Xenagogue.
Stu.
Looks like I was experiencing some network issues. But hopefully I am back with you guys now. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting game, which is what we'd love to see in a grand finals. We want to see a completely different spice and variety of MLBB dish, in contrast to what we have been seeing in the tournament so far. But yeah, Utah is on that Kimi, which is still a very good hero in the mid lane. But who looks at the shreds will be caught by that flicker coming from Atete. And that Guinevere actually not jungling quite quickly. Yeah, because you can see that Cheesy is done with creeps on his side, and Guinevere is just getting onto the side creep. So yeah, it looks like the Joy would win out here in a battle of Jungle Clear. Um, but yeah, other than the jungle clear here, we have the turtle spawning in 15 seconds, and this is gonna be a ruby gold lane. I'm not sure if we're gonna see an early rotation into that turtle pit from the ruby, but yeah, that could be some additional utility. But those threads gonna go onto Atete and they will be disconnected. But now that the turtle has spawned, ooh, but looks like Cheesy going in with the beats of joy, and yeah, he's gonna be able to just dash out of there. I guess that's why they picked this Guinevere pick. Uh, but yeah, Davis, over to you. What do you feel that we're gonna be seeing?
Before I give my thoughts on that, we actually see maybe going in with that, but somewhere else that Last Insanity actually secures that first blood on Conquest, and Rename card gets that total for free. But we see the dashing is going in by Cheesy, but that Minoan Stomp just knocks him up into the air, and that's the free Violet Requiem for Rename card right there. But he still gets taken down regardless. Utah doing his best, and he actually also ends up taking down maybe. It was a win for Xenagogue, um, but I think they overstayed their welcome a bit. They just needed to disengage from that fight and run away with the spoils that they got from the Cartel. But Cartel were able to come back into that with the 3 kills that they eventually got. And the goal lead is not as wide as it would have been if they had picked that fight a bit more um, calculatedly. But either way, this I believe is the first time we're seeing Xenagogue with a gold advantage between the two games that it has been played. But in the top lane, we actually see Sky Guy being an absolute menace. He actually commits that bravest fighter, but maybe just uses that revitalize to heal right back up and also get a healing from the infernal chase. Absolution is actually rotated to try and help him out, but in the jungle we see the bits of joy by Cheesy, and then that heart guard also by Conquest, just to make sure that he doesn't get taken down. But those are some creeps stolen by Cheesy, and I pretty sure that he has some experience with stealing creep bombs. Special migration by rename card, but Utah does very well to purify out of that. But now that his purifier has been burnt, he needs to be very, very careful. But with the lot next total coming up, what do you think, Emmy?
Uh, I have a bit of a scuffle here.
That is gonna be the Minion Fury committed by a Tate Utah over here with. Oh, okay. It looks like the hard guard will go to Sky Guy as that fight does snuff out instantly. But yeah, maybe falling even with the demonic force. But looks like I'm having some network issues. But yeah, what do you think about this? Oh, looks like there's gonna be an invade here onto the jungle, and it will be cheesy to get that purple buff. And rename card is gonna be is right now he's still level 7. Looks like he's gonna be on the farm.
Yeah, definitely. It's looking quite grim for Rename Card right now. We can actually see the tangible difference in the jungle mastery between that Joy Pick and the Guinevere. He's definitely not having a good time right now. And Cheesy is showing all his experience at being a bandit, given how much he is just going around and stealing from Rename Card's jungle. He's definitely been in the cartel for a very long time. And he has definitely taken down some other gangs, so he definitely showing that experience right here. But once again, there's always that threat of Xenagogue coming right back into it. But we see Cheese actually trying to be a bit of an engage onto Toby right there with a bit of joy, but he just uses the last insanity to get right out. And he's all right and ready for the next fight, though without his Furaga armor. But I mean, we know how hard it is to get a kill on Xbox. But so far, what do you think of me? I mean, the gold lead is still somehow on the side of Xenagogue. I know we've seen them pull the sorcery so many times, but I don't know if they're able to get away with it this time.
Actually, they're pretty evenly matched right now. It's a 4-4 on the scoreboard, and the gold lead coming from Xenagogue is just a measly 400 gold lead. So unless there's a big team fight, ooh, there's a bit of an engage here onto maybe from Cheesy, Sky Guy, and Utah, and he drops in the matter of seconds. And we have El Cartel being able to successfully push this outer turret uh, in the top lane. I don't know if this Guinevere is going to be a damage Guinevere. I think she's going with the tank build. I don't know how that's going to work, but Xenago need damage fast from someone. I don't know. I don't care who it's coming from. Probably they were banking on absolution or something. But as of this moment right now, they do not have an incredible amount of damage. All right.
Yeah, I guess the reason for that Xbox pick was probably for some kind of survivability against that Joy, because every time that, ooh, but looks like that is going to be an engage coming in from Void Hacker. Dominion Fury is used on, oh, but Absolution does secure that kill with the Dark Alt. And it's going to be a killing spree for Utah. But maybe is caught out here in No Man's Land. He goes in with the Dark Demonic Force onto Utah and shuts it down. But it will cost him his life. But the Spatial Migration onto Sky Guy. He's able to heal up here because he's a Lapu Lapu. But Cheesy in that back line, going in with the Beats of Joy. But the Violet Requiem will keep him alive as the Hard Guard comes in to get Cheesy back to that base.
Yeah. I think just like they planned for it to work out, the damage coming in from Absolution was actually able to turn around the team fight. She was able to even get the turtle, and they still are holding a bit of a gold lead over El Cartel right now.
Yeah.
Though it's like 100 gold, but gold lead is a gold lead. Yeah. Uh, I don't know how this is going to pan out when it comes to the Lord fight. But who do you think is going to win the first Lord take?
Yeah, nice try, bro. I'm not falling for that. So whoever whoever wins it. Uh, may the best man win, like I always say. But yeah, definitely. Absolution actually being that player that Xenagogue would definitely need to bank on if they want to secure this win. Is being their top player right now. Rename card, also trying his best. But I don't know if I don't know who came up with this draft. I've heard that the rename card is actually a very horrible drafter. So I think he was the one who drafted this in his head, and Absolution decided to go with it. But so far it's not looking very good. We actually see Cheesy also being a menace in the bot lane, going in with that bit of joy and getting out with the heart guard from Conquest. But those are a lot of resources to have been spent while the load is almost up right now. But we see that Bravest Fighter actually committed onto Absolution, and the bits of joy follow. But that Minuan Fury used as well as the Stylium as the Stylium beam, but it's not quite enough. Maybe going in with that infernal chase, and he actually gets a kill on Utah. Rename card coming in a bit late. I don't know if he should have done that. He should not have done that. He gets taken down by Sky Guy, and that is pandemonium right there. Four heroes taken right out, and Toby is the last man standing. He is on a 2-0-2, so he's trying to preserve his KDA right there. But that's actually a free load for El Cartel as it stands.
Yeah. Might not be a free load. We have the side of Xenagogue trying to, give vision, giving vision, but yeah, it is a free load because Xenagogue were not able to follow up. Oh, a bit of a scuffle there.
And that looks like it will be Sky Guy caught, but that traction pulse will pull back maybe an absolution, snuffing down that fight. But yeah, right now we're just seeing how much of a problem a Joy is, especially with the addition of Angela with that hard guard. He just
Oh,
becomes way too fast, and it's like the only real CC that they have that is a lockdown CC is that spatial migration from the name card, and it's just like how you gonna land that onto a joy that is just dancing around you. It's extremely difficult. But yeah, it's gonna really depend here. It looks like that dark alt squad, that traction pulse coming in, and Void Hacker over there gets caught by that minion Fury. The hard guard going on to Void Hacker to help him survive the fight, but the minimum stamp is going, and the last insanity from Toby is burnt here, and no hero except from Sky Guy will fall. But ooh, that is the I am offended catching onto Toby Yuta here with the damage. The spatial migration catches him, but there's no violence requiem to follow up. But all the dark alts from Absolution plus the violence requiem. Now the double kill for Void Hacker. Oh, it's cheesy coming in here. Now is the electrifying beats.
Oh,
Oh, but
Conquest.
Conquest
Oh my
overstaying
god.
his welcome. He gets hit by
Oh
that
my
spatial
god.
migration. And it's only Cheesy left on the side of Cartel to defend. But
Oh,
oh,
he's
that is
gone.
gonna be the demonic force to shut him down. And Xenagogue have wiped out 5
Bro,
members. But Sky Guy has respawned to defend this mid lane tower.
bro, I really don't know what's up with Cartel, man. Like at some point they always have the overwhelming advantage, and then all of a sudden they just throw caution to the wind and just hand Xenagogue the reins. Like they always get tired of the advantage and they just give Xenagogue, they just give it over to Xenagogue without any contest whatsoever. I mean, we see Sky Guy just patrolling the mid lane right there, and he almost gets taken down, but his sixth sense activates and he steps out of danger. But even like you said, Cheesy being as elusive as he is, it's basically like trying to catch a mouse with a fly swatter. He still wasn't able to get out of that fight. I think he underestimated the damage and the lockdown from Synagogue. Uh, Especially maybe and rename card, but we see rename card using that special migration onto Void Hacker under the turret. Void Hacker actually manages to survive, and the dark wave. We see also the previous fighter secured as well. That traction pulse used, and Cheesy comes in almost with the bits of joy and actually uses that. There's chaos everywhere once again. That special migration used. Cheesy almost falls. Actually, not. Oh, he doesn't escape. He ends up falling, and Sky Guy as well gets taken down by Toby on a double kill, and maybe getting that final kill on Utah, and that is another wiped out within the space of 2 minutes.
this is I'm left speechless. Cartel has this course with them. They start very strong. They dominate the whole match, and then from out of nowhere, just mistakes left and right, and before you know it, they've lost. And we have Zenago being able to secure his lord. Let's see how they make use of it. Still.
I wouldn't really pin this fight onto Cartel here. In terms of a loss, it's just Xenagogue had really good execution. That hard guard already being used onto the Ruby, and it wasn't just available in that fight, and they were able to land that spatial migration. Um, and the Violet Requiem to just shut her down before the fight even started. So yeah, that was really good execution from Xenagogue here. And right now, that is going to be the I am offended onto three. The traction pulse follows after the minimum fury is activated to help them sustain this. But ooh, the dark wave will shut down. But Sky Guy with this world's bravest fighter is able to land a stun onto three. The Inferno pursuit in the back line, and it's gonna be an unstoppable for maybe. But he will get shot down by that damage coming in from Utah. Cheesy over here in the back line with the beats
Bro,
of joy. The hard guy goes in, but that is going to be rename card. Okay, he doesn't land that stun, and they're able to take this tower while the Lord pushes the bot lane. They're left with only one inhibitor turret and two dead members.
A
bro.
complete turnaround for Xenagogue. I, oh my god. You know what? Just go on, David. You're saying something.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what rename card is right there. I mean, that's a skill secure onto Cheesy right there. We see him just taking damage from three different sources and he's just dancing around like nothing is happening. This his build is basically going for a tank build right there, excuse me. But he like I don't know. His survivability is like to the roof because uh during the bits of joy he was basically having the joy and that was supposed to be for cheesy, but I think rename card must have hacked into that system and somehow made himself to be immune to his ult, because I can't explain how his bits of joy through the complete duration dealt absolutely no damage to him right there. But even with that, I think though El Cartel are visibly throwing. I think Xenagogue also have that tendency to throw because that engage in the mid lane just now kind of gave El Cartel a bit of confidence to try to come back into this game. But with the Lord spawning right now, Stu, I don't know who I would favor for this fight.
Right now we are seeing the kind of a 1k gold lead in favor of Xenagogue. But then yeah, it's just gonna be really hard to like tell how this fight is gonna go because there is a lot of damage coming in from the side of Xenagogue. But ooh, that looks like the the demonic force going on to conquest in the back line. The hard guard is going to be committed over here in the front line. That's the minimum fury at Tate, but that bits of joy coming in from Cheesy, able to pop the immortality of Toby, but it's
Mm,
actually Void Hacker that will secure this Lord. He's taking in the damage, he's gotten
bro,
some defense items,
Oh
but
my
bro,
maybe just jumping in with the demonic force, and
oh,
that is a mega kill for Absolution. We all know that Cheesy is still here, and he activates the Beats of Joy chasing after Toby, but that is a masterful figure to be able to escape. But Cheesy committing all the way through will get taken out by Absolution, and it's only Yuta left to defend this base. Are they going to let that Lord match down while they try and end this game? Looks like they're going to be trying to get this Lord, but all the members of Cartel have respawned here. Well, yeah, Emmy, what are your thoughts on that fight? Ooh, but that's gonna be a special migration landing onto Sky Guy, followed
bro,
by the hard guard to try and defend him. Absolution not having enough damage from the Dark Ult to be able to get him out of here. But maybe with the Inferno pursuit into the tower, but I am offended onto tree, and
what
it's
is
going to
going
be
on?
rename card. He manages to escape with the special migration. Maybe just jumping up and down, and he's healing, and he manages to not survive while the rest of his team gets out of there. But ooh, rename card call out here in no man's land. He manages to
Oh.
recall. Okay, Evie, what are your thoughts on everything that just happened right now?
I am completely speechless with the way things have turned out to be. It's not something that you would expect. You know, Alcatel, they looked like they had this on the bag. They were dominating, they were killing left and right. And, just, I don't even understand what happened. And from there, just Xenagogue is back on top. They, uh, they actually do not have a goal lead on Alcatel right now. It's just like a 2K goal difference, but, sorry, 100 or 200 goal difference. But it's increasing actually, but it doesn't really matter anymore at this point of the match. I wonder who is going to take this enhanced Lord. Uh, we have Fulvius here going down to the bot lane just to clear the lanes. But he is accompanied by Sky Guy and Cheesy, and there's an engager on him from three people of El Catel.
Looks like maybe he's just going in with dying for a pursuit. He's trying his best to heal up, but looks like
Bro,
he does survive. The revitalize is popped. All the skills are used, including the hard guard. And while all that is happening, it's just Xenagogue are going to secure that Lord. So right now you need an army to take down that Phobius. But the Phobius is a one-man army, but that's the I am offended onto three people. The Minion Fury is activated. They are able to escape the beats of joy. Void Hacker low right now, but he manages to heal up. Looks like that hard guard is going to go on to Void Hacker. Wow, those Kimmy going to keep in contact. The spatial migration is missed here, but right again, look at the base. The minions are marching in. Is Void Hacker able to recall here? But if you go back to that fight, looks like they will be able to retreat safely. While the Lord is still marching downwards in favor of Xenagogue. But Davis, how do you feel that this is gonna pan out now?
yeah, it's just like you said, we have maybe being an absolute menace on that Phobius right there, requiring a full team just to take him out. And in previous engages, he has rightfully been focusing conquest on Angela to prevent the proper initiation with his heart guard. But with the Lord marching top, we actually see Cheesy going in with that bits of joy. And Rename card actually has to use the spatial migration and the parallel requiem as well as the oh, I guess we'll have to forget about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Look, I am offended. Use onto three people. That's gonna be the Dark Hole pop by Absolution, and he will be getting that double kill onto Sky Guy. Void Hacker trying his best with the heal, but the minions will crash down and end this game for Xenagogue.
Victory!
2-0. The church is still standing, and the bandits are match points away from being knocked out of this tourney and pronouncing Xenagogue the grand winners. So right now I am hoping for a Cartel win in the next game because I'm the one I placed the bets for a 3-1, and even though I'm a caster, I would like to win some of the prizes that we put up for the tourney. And for the people that are watching me, there was a poll that was put up, and if you were able to correctly guess the score, each person that did bet the correct score for the match is gonna get 5,000 naira. So yeah, special thanks to our co-host Davis for setting that up for us. But yeah, speaking about that game, I just want to get your thoughts on how that game ended up, Emmy.
I am still in a state of shock right now. I mean, it's MLBB and anything is possible, and just a single team fight can turn things around. But what is going on with El Catel? They need to do something about this. You know, early game domination into the mid game domination, and then once it's late game, they just start dropping like flies around the map. It's not like they're bad players or something, but
Yeah.
it just happens. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They need to do something. They need to do something.
Yeah, they really, really need to get their head in the game right now because uh, both games they've actually always shown up in the early and the mid stages of the game, but once it crosses into the late game, it seems like they
Revere
get
the
lost and have no idea what they are doing. So I really, really don't know what the problem is with them. I mean, they say you never lose, you either win or you learn. and El Cartel has been learning a lot. And for me, I think they've learned enough. I think it's time for them to win, and I really, really want to see them at least take a game from these tournaments. We don't want to have a repeat of the gauntlet finals where Xenagogue absolutely swept through Shinigami, and so far it's also looking like a sweep. Someone needs to put these people in their place, man. It's almost looking like the Crusades in the 18th century. They're just running through everyone who crosses their path, and I would really, really like to see El Cartel put up more of a fight against these people, Stu.
Yeah, so right now it looks like the side of Alcatel have chosen to go for the left side because it was up to them to choose where they would play, and they decided that they will be going for blue side instead of red side. So yeah, it's like what we can expect in this game is a completely different drafting strategy. Maybe trying to take away that Minotaur from Atete here because you can see that he has prioritized that pick, but there's also the Grok. So if the Grok is available, they might not ban out the Grok and decide to go for the Grok pick first. And yeah, leave out that maybe Xenagogue ban out the Gato Kacha. Okay, so right now you see I'm just doing the speculation. I'm going round and round in circles in all the possible picks that we can see. But what we can see that it's certain and clear are the lobby bans. And right now there is a ban on Xborg from the side of uh Alcatel, maybe because that Xbox was really just able to deal and handle the joy, just waiting for her to go in with the electrifying beats and
Yeah.
just pops that last insanity and she has to retreat. And the joy wasn't able to get fed into gold lane. But yeah, as well as that Sicilian that has been constantly banned out from the side of Xenagogue and Loyi as well. And is gonna be the last ban coming in from Xenagogue, and I'm guessing are we gonna see a Fredrin ban? Okay, so that's gonna be a Gatukacha ban. So interestingly, now that I've seen this, and they are not banning out the Fredrin themselves from Cartel as the first pick, they're probably going to lock in that Fredrin first, and yeah, let's see. Maybe there's gonna be an adjustment. Maybe we see a repeat of that Lunox pick here from Xenagogue because I am a fan of the Lunos picks, and I don't know why people don't just spam her at this point because she just has the same amount of damage and snowball potential. But yeah, Xbox, Sicilian, Catcher, and Loyi are banned out. And what are you thinking about this draft coming into this draft, Emmy?
It's just pretty much the same thing that we've seen in the first and second match. I don't want this to be a sweep, because it's well, it would give a lot of Xenago
Thorns
players
remain. Should
the
petals
ability
fall?
to say a lot of trash after the match on the WhatsApp GC. But yeah, and we have a Lancelot ban again. Oh my god. We have a Lancelot ban again coming in from the side of El Catel. I mean, just open this thing now.
My kiss.
And
Will it grant
Xenago
immortality
respond with what
or
they banned
death?
in the second match too, and Alice. And let's see. But yeah, just El Catel need to sit up and draft probably the strongest strategy or lineup or whatever right now and work
See
on it
value in me?
so that they can be able to
You should.
finally take a match away from Xenagogue. All right, so we have a Fredrin band coming in from El Catel and the last band, second to the last band coming in from Xenagogue.
Welcome to Grok's Castle,
Your team
tiny
is
friend.
picking.
We have a Grok band coming in from Xenagogue. All right, let's see what goes into the hand of El Catel for the first pick. We have Vodaka on this. Okay. Let's hope that they pull up something that is incredibly rare and at the same time feasible to
Come and join
win.
me
Oh,
in my
okay.
dream world.
They steal away the Lunox from the side of Xenagogue, and we remember from yesterday in the match El Cartel versus Fluffy, Utah was a really godly
Minotaur will finish
Lunox
off what
player.
was left
But
undone.
Xenagogue still go the same routes with the Minotaur pick and the God pick. Voila. All right, let's see what they.
Rocks need no protection
All
from
right,
the
we have a
wind.
backshare pick coming in from Rename Card. It has been banned out twice in the former matches, but now that it's finally open, he doesn't hesitate to pick it. What do you think, Davis?
So I guess, I mean, if I recall correctly, it was Synagogue themselves that kept on banning this backshot. So I guess I don't know why they were banning it in the first place. If they're the ones
You're
that end up
rather
picking
sweet
it.
against
Like
terrible.
a
But
winter
what?
wonderland.
Sorry, what year are we in?
2025.
Why am I seeing the Franco
is
Rome
this
pick
is
in 2025, please?
I'm not
Because
sure. Is this actually going into the Rome?
what's going on? But
No, okay. I think this was an AFK pick because Franco should be Void Hacker's most played hero, and
There's no
unfortunately they
time
have
to chit
used their
chat.
Your
restarts.
team is
And
banning.
if you recall correctly, the rules say it's one restart per series. So this isn't really looking good right now for the side of El Catel.
definitely not
But
voting well
yeah,
for them. Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Davis.
Yeah, so you go ahead. I mean, seems you had something to say. I've already
Let's hear
given
from the
my
crowd.
exclamation, right?
Make
Your
some
team
noise for
is
yours
banning.
truly.
Yeah, I also want to add that each game is still subject to the referee's discretion.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what the referees decide by themselves. But yeah, I'm guessing that Franco pick is an AFK pick, and yeah, I wonder what form of adjustments they will make
The
to the
hunt
draft right now
begins.
Your team is
to
picking.
accommodate for this Franco pick. Okay, so they do have a Lunox, which is very quick burst, and yeah, can burst down any targets that are hit by that iron hook. And yeah, it's gonna be up to that gold lane pick as well as the jungle. What kind of junglers or a gold laner do you feel can go with this comp to
Rise beyond
just better help
greatness
this
Your
Franco?
team
Are
is
we gonna see like a
reignite the
Beatrix?
star.
Ooh, are we gonna see an Argus? That would be yeah, that would just be absolutely phenomenal. I would, hands behind my back, just watching this game to see. But yeah, over to you, Emmy. What you feel we're gonna see here in this draft?
The Franco
I
pick,
color it.
if
No
it's
invaders.
an AFK pick,
Yeah.
but I do hope it's not because I wouldn't want us to
Sagittarius
restart,
guides my
this
Your
draft
team
and
is picking.
spend way more time than usual. But yeah, it is not an Argos
This
pick.
is
It's
my
actually
tempo.
a Hayabusa pick coming in from Cheesy and Irito pick coming in from Conquest. I think they're going to switch up. There's going to be a switch up from Conquest to Vodaka, but I don't think so. Okay, Vodaka is the one going to be playing Rome. He's taking matters into his own hand, and we have uh, the YZ pick and the Brody pick coming in from the side of Xenagogue. So let's see how this plays out, and hopefully El Cartel, they get at least a win on the board.
Hmm. To be honest, I don't fancy their chances at this game because, bro, with the comp, the lineup from Synagogue and the heroes, even with a good draft, El Cartel have hardly been able to take any game as it stands. Let's not talk about this
Welcome to
unconventional
Mobile
Franco pick
Legends.
right here. But like you said, it's most
5
likely
seconds till
was
the
an
enemy
AFK
reaches
pick.
the battlefield.
But
Smash them.
Void Hacker, regardless, is
All
a
troops deployed.
quite a good hooker, if I can say so myself. I can testify to his services at one point or another. So let's see how well he'll be able to hook up with some of these players inside of Synagogue. But To be honest, wait, I actually just noticed that this is the god peak right here, and uh, eh, let's see how it goes. I'm definitely hyped to see this god pick. I mean, that's one unconventional pick to another. I'm definitely looking forward to how this game goes too.
Yeah, you just you just called yeah, you just called Void Hacker or Hooker there, and earlier, um, Emmy was saying that he's gonna take the matters into his own hands. I think he's gonna take the matters into his own hooks. And yeah, these are the kind of picks that we love to see because we don't do conventional for finals. We do unconventional. We do God mid lane. We do Franco Rome. And yeah, let's see how he's gonna pair this Iron Hooks with the Bloody Hunts and the burst damage of his team. To just steal the victory away for El Catel. But looks like there's going to be an engage onto Cheesy. He manages to get out with the quad shadow, but he goes back in, and that's the Origi shadow kill. And that would not be enough damage on the side of El Catel to be able to take these people down. So yeah, over to you, Emmy. I'm guessing Xenagogue are gonna be very happy when I ask you this question, because you've just happened to be very good at assisting them. But what do you feel we're gonna see win the first total fight here, Emmy?
Nice try actually. But I don't I don't think anything as of this moment. I'm just going to keep my thoughts to myself, and whatever plays out plays out. But yeah, ooh, this god is going to be a problem for the side of El Catel because those balls coming in from him are going to be stunning a whole lot of people and dealing massive damage. All right, after the total dance.
Yeah, the total is actually up right there, but we'll see a reset. Like you said, those mythic projectiles are actually going to be a bit of a problem. Youth are actually committing that dark out, and the black dragon form comes in while all the focus is on Cheesy. Rename card actually ends up securing that total. The mystic gush committed on Void Hacker, but it's Cheesy who falls to maybe, and Absolution takes down Void Hacker right there. Though that's basically a three for nothing trade right there. And just like I said, and just like we predicted, the game is already spiraling out of control from the hands of El Cartel, and it couldn't be looking more grim than this right now. It's definitely not boding well for them still.
Right now you can see probably a 1.3k gold lead in the favor of Xenagogue. But I wouldn't count my eggs before they hatch right now. It's still pretty early in the game, and the comp from the side of Alcatel is actually a late game scaling comp right now. So they're gonna be waiting for that Hayabusa damage as well as the power spike coming from the Irritel, and they're just probably gonna be relying on those bloody hunts as well as the iron hooks because we all know how the Franco games go. It's a whole lot of nothing and then one hook and one. Oh, looks like that is a pause request coming in. I'm not sure which side it's coming from. But yeah, it's just one iron hook, one bloody hunt later, and they have come on top in the team fight. Or he flickers in, uses that bloody hunt together with the winter crown, and is able to secure that Lord take. But I'm not really sure what was going on with that pause right now. But looks like there's a rotation onto the top lane here, and Toby actually just playing it safe and waiting it out. Um, yeah, Void Hacker is gonna get spotted out by Tete, and yeah, that danger, the immediate danger, but that's the Iron Hook missed. As well in the mid lane, that will be Utah being rolled on by rename card as this turtle has spawned. Yeah, but Emmy, let's go back to the caster's course. And yeah, what are you expecting to see? Oh, over here maybe does pop the black dragon form, and he is able to get out of there unscathed. Yeah, but Emmy, over to you.
I like the fact that you're trying to get me to say something, but I'm at this point I'm not going to make any speculation. We have a bit of a turtle dance, and Rename Card is able to secure the turtle. Cheesy is being chased down here by maybe, but Sky Guy comes in to save the day. And we have a lot of hook misses coming in from Boy Dakar. I don't know what's going on with him, but those hooks they need to be landing yesterday. All right. We have a bit of a gank here on top lane onto Toby, and he is shot down by Utah and Conquest.
Yeah, El Cartel is showing some signs of life right now, but I don't think those signs of life are enough to bring them back to life into this game because Void Hacker with the hook percentage that he has, but we see that Mythic Projectile and the Mystic Gush committed as well as the Flicker by Absolution, but it's just not enough to take down Yota or Void Hacker. He's looking like he wants the attention from Void right here, but he is not fighting. That was a bit close, but not quite enough from the side of Xenagogue. But like I was saying, those hooks from Void Hacker, they need to be a bit more accurate. I mean, it seems like he has lost some of his touch since the last time that I employed his services. His hooks are not quite as prominent as they used to be. So he really needs to roll back the years and get back some of his experience with his hookups, and let's see if he'll definitely be able to come into this game. But I still remain skeptical because, like I said, with a proper draft, El Cartel hardly gives Xenagogue a run for their money, and I don't think it will be any different this time, Stu.
Oh, but that is the iron hook onto Atete. He does not follow up with the bloody hunt because that would more or less be suicide. But Cheesy caught over here in no man's land and he gets hit by that petrify. And maybe is able to secure the kill, but that's the bloody hunt and the hook onto Absolution, and he falls. The Furious dive coming in from here from maybe. But Utah using the light all to be able to survive this, and that's the total power memories from Toby, and he gets hooked back into the tower again. And this is what I was saying. It's what you get from a Franco. You get a whole lot of nothing, and then you're gonna get one bloody hunt, and it's gonna change the pace of the game. And that's like even in the pro field, you don't see the Francos constantly landing those hooks, but looks like that's gonna be the dark ult used here. The Furious dive plus the light ult to escape here. And yeah, I'm saying this because as a Franco player myself, I expect myself to one day be on stream, and this is how I want the casters to speak about me. So, yeah, Emmy, how do you feel about the current state of the game?
Actually, it's still kind of like even based. Uh, we have Cheesy here, not going for the turtle, but rather deciding to take the outer turret on the top lane. Uh, all right, we have Toby here in the bush, trying to get a gank onto the onto the Aya, but oh,
Ooh, that's an iron hook plus a bloody hunt, but the tower shots will not be enough damage to get him down. Maybe over there with the Black Dragon form, but Sky Guy able to escape here. Not quite, but the iron hook going back onto rename card is able to secure that kill. And Void took those comments personally. He's showing that he is still young and able to take on any clients that you bring his way, Davis.
Yeah, definitely. That has been a bit of a oh, I think we may have jinxed it right there because immediately we see Void and Utah getting taken down, right? So rather Void and Conquest and Cheesy following almost immediately. And I mean, like you said, they roll back the years for a few minutes, but Xenagogue immediately snapped them back into reality. Yeah, brutal reality. We see Youth actually going in with that dark ult, as well as Sky Guy using the consecration, but maybe getting that claw from his cloak to get that kill. And Sky Guy, oh, but Conquest actually coming in with that heavy crossbow doesn't quite get that kill on maybe, and he manages to escape. But I don't even know what to make from this match. At one point, it's looking like Xenagogue are completely dominating, but it seems they are starting to make a few mistakes like El Cartel also tends to do when they are ahead. And I don't know. Yeah, anything I say next will probably lead to a cancer score, so I'll just leave it at that. So Emmy, over to you.
Actually, Dragon is such a broken hero. I mean, just look at the things that he was able to do. Oh, we have a bit of an engagement onto Cheesy in the turret. I mean, just look at that Dragon. He's causing havoc all over the map, or you can't really do burst damage to him to take him down immediately. And he is trying to zone off Alcatel's players right now, and the Lord is going to go to the side of Xenagogue. I don't want to jinx anybody, so I'm not really going to say anything. Just we just watch the match and enjoy it, innit? But yeah, Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, just looking at this, I was just about to mention that this dragon is having one hell of a game. Currently sitting at a 503 KDA. Um, quite the opposite for Cheesy here because he's on a 031 and he hasn't even been able to comfortably farm around his jungle crypts. But yeah, right now we're just seeing that black dragon all being popped here, and he even uses an emote spam. Um, Plus a recall spam to just show that he's having a great time. But yeah, it's gonna be dependent on this Uranus, how long he can, how good he can actually solo front line
Yeah.
while they wait on the Iron Hooks as well as the Bloody Hunts from Void Hacker because yeah, unless they can pick off people, this is a pick off comp. Unless they can pick off people, it's not gonna be easy for them to get this win out.
Yeah, I mean, that's very, very correct. Like you say, picking off people is definitely going to be their primary objective, but he won't find it so easy to pick off people because there are so many heroes with so many utilities that can interrupt his skill set. I mean, if he chooses to pick up Atete on that Minotaur, we can have Absolution with the Mystic projectiles stopping his ult. Oh, and I actually called it, and he actually picked up Atete right there, and Absolution was nowhere in sight to actually stop his bloody hunt, and that was a kill under the turret for Void Hacker and the sides of El Cartel. But we see maybe actually going in with that Black Dragon form right there, but he himself knows that he definitely can't take on 5 people right now. He is not that guy, so he definitely is backing up right now, as well as rename card. But we see Conquest actually coming full force onto him with that heavy crossbow and then that iron hook landing onto maybe, and that's a shot down. Absolution trying to do something with the Mystic Coach and the Mystic Projector, but actually gets taken down, and rename card left in no man's land right now on that back, and the bloody hunt committed as well, and Utah getting that Sky Piercer stack of rename card. I'm surprised, but it seems like El Cartel are playing much better now that they are on a bit of an unconventional draft than they were when they were on better drafts, according to the meta standard right now. So it seems like when their backs are against the wall, El Cartel actually have a better game too.
Oh, but that's gonna be another iron hook onto Atete. He doesn't fall just yet, but that heavy crossbow coming in from Conquest, but the Mystic Gush plus the Tunnel Pop is able to secure this kill. They have two low HP heroes here, but Utah not able to escape. Even with the
Oh,
light, oh,
what?
he managed
What?
to get one sliver of HP out of here. And it's gonna be the Petrify going on to Cheesy. The Oyishaki committed here. He managed to use
Bro,
that plus the quad shadows to escape, and it only ends up being Conquest falling as the side of El Patel happened to take this road. Yeah, right now I'm just picturing this interaction between the god and the Franco, where the god has his Mystic Gush on, and the Franco hooks him to his team and kills all of them while the Mystic Gush is still activated. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be up. Just look at this dragon just bullying Cheesy like back to back, but looks at Cheesy will be able to. Oh no, he doesn't quite get it, and yeah, the black dragon form will be popped, and he would be able to get out of there. Yeah, but Emmy, over to you.
Ah, oh my god. Oh, Iron Hook misses by a frame. All right. We have a bit of an engager from Rename guy, Rename onto Sky guy, but they decide to disengage. Everything is banking on Void Aka right now. He needs to keep landing those hooks, and as long as he can land them, they can be able to pick off people and, just from there climb back into being in a state where they can actually win the match. But they can't win a 5v5 fight right on, not against the likes of Dragon or Atete, just healing them from the back line. Rename card, walking around as a as a punching bag, and then Absolution being a complete menace with the stuns and CC and magical damage coming in from the god. But yeah, the Lord is going to be up in a minute or so, and we have Dragon and Atete here just camping on that top lane, trying to get a surprise kill onto someone, but they decide to fall back. We have Void here trying to check the pushes and make sure that nobody gets picked off before the Lord.
Yeah, right now, I would expect Sky Guy to be the one doing those tasks. But yeah, sorry, over to you, Davis.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting how this match has turned out so far. And we have people in chat actually screaming for a game 4. So they are channeling their inner energy to try to help Cartel secure this win against Xenagogue and their dominance for for months now actually. But we see that quad shadow with the Kent and the Oigi shadow kill forward into Toby, but it's just not enough. Ateti actually committing that Minoan Fury onto Utah, but he uses the light out and flickers out, but Absolution getting that fadeaway kill onto him. Maybe going in with the Black Dragon form, but that bloody hunt committed, and he still gets the Shah residue of Conquest. He almost gets taken down as well, but Void Hacker is the one caught in the midst of four. Even despite using the Winter Crown, he still gets taken
Blue
down.
team
Oigi Shadow
inhibitor has
committed
been
onto Toby.
destroyed.
Cheesy actually trying to do some outplays, but he gets taken down by the Vortex, and it's just Conquest and Sky Guy left to defend. We see Sky Guy actually cutting the lanes in the mid lane, doing quite well to prevent those minions from getting to the base. But Absolution with that
Mega
mythic
kill.
mystic projectile and the mystic
Blue
gush,
team
as well as
inhibitor
the
has
sky
been
piercer,
destroyed.
getting that kill secure onto Conquest right there. Yuta actually coming in with the lighthouse and doing his best to clear the minions, but Toby getting that fadeaway turn apart memory
Oh,
and the critical strikes on the face makes that a 3
Victory!
0 clean sweep. A, a repeat of the same scoreline from the last tournament. Who's going to stop these guys, Emmy? I mean, they are definitely on a rampage right now.
I don't know who's going to stop them. If El Cartel fails to take down the church, I think we're going to actually have to go down into Hellfire to get Lucifer to get and do something actually. But yeah, we have a beautiful match coming in from the side of El Cartel and Xenagogue. Even though it was a clean sweep, it was a wonderful matchup to watch and see. The display of pro skills on the pro level, and yeah, this was wonderful to watch. And I might have jinxed Elcatel the first and the second match. My apologies when they actually watched this stream. But yeah, it is what it is. This is, Xenagogue winning Nostalgia 5, and back-to-back winners actually from the last gauntlet and this not nostalgia. And actually, just like Davey said, we need the team to step up and stomp down on Xenagogue. But yeah, I think that's going to be seen in the next tournament. We can watch out for a few people that have been preparing for this next tournament that's coming. But yeah, over to you, still.
Davis, Emmy. It's a pleasure casting these tournaments with you guys. Yeah, it's been 2 entire weeks, and we have been able to wrap this tournament up nicely. And yeah, I can say that we did a good job, and hope you guys have enjoyed this tournament that we have covered so far. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. It's 12 a.m. You literally watched us into the new day, and if you're still here, I'm not watching you tonight, but still like to stream. And you guys can all rest easy. And Xenagogue have been crowned the Nostalgia 5 Cup champions. So with that said, I'll be passing it over to our host Davis, and he will be signing us out.
Yeah, it has been, of course, definitely been a thrill. These past few days, 2 weeks of violence non-stop, and at the end, we have Xenagogue crowned the winners once again, back-to-back tournaments on ML9. They are definitely stamping their name in the history books for the generations to come, proving their mettle time and time again, and showing that they are just, I bet, a little bit, just one step ahead of every other sport currently. And kudos to them. Congratulations to them on their win. And congratulations to El Cartel as well. I think even if it was a 3-0 sweep, the journey to get to the final spot was not an easy one. And they also had to go through heaven and hellfire to get here. And sadly, their experience will end in a bit of an underwhelming fashion. But regardless, kudos to them for the performance and just as you have extended a hand of pleasure to us as co-hosts, we also extend that same pleasure to you and to Emmy. That's been an honor and really my pleasure being here with you guys and co-casting. So until the next tournament, I think this is each and every one of us signing out and wishing you guys the best.